The Dragon's Egg, an intergalactic adventure. In the heart of the Dragon's Cradle, a hidden valley nestled amongst towering mountains, a strange and wondrous event occurred. A colossal dragon, known as Ignis, had laid a clutch of eggs, each one a shimmering golden orb pulsating with an otherworldly energy. But one egg, unlike the others, was different. It hummed with a faint blue glow, and it was noticeably smaller than the rest. The dragon Ignis was a creature of immense power and ancient wisdom, but even he couldn't understand this peculiar egg. He watched it closely, his massive eyes filled with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. Days turned into weeks, and the blue glowing egg remained unchanged. Ignis, ever the patient dragon, waited, hoping for some sign of life. Then, one night, as the moon cast its silvery light upon the valley, the egg began to tremble. A soft blue light emanated from within, and the egg started to crack. With a final, resounding pop, the shell shattered, revealing a creature unlike anything Ignis had ever seen. It was small, no bigger than a human child, with smooth green skin, large, purple eyes, and a bright orange mohawk that stood up proudly. It looked at Ignis with wide, curious eyes and let out a high-pitched chirping sound. Ignis, despite his initial surprise, felt a strange sense of kinship with the alien creature. He had a feeling this little being was destined for great things. He named the alien Zeal, after the blue star that shone brightly in the night sky. Zeal, in turn, seemed to be drawn to Ignis, and they quickly formed an unusual bond. Zeal was a curious and adventurous soul, eager to explore the world beyond the dragon's cradle. Ignis, however, knew that the world outside was a dangerous place, full of creatures who might not be as welcoming as he was. He tried to warn Zeal about the dangers, but Zeal was determined to see the world for himself. One day, Zeal, unable to resist the call of adventure, snuck out of the dragon's cradle. He traveled for days, his small body bouncing along the uneven terrain. He marveled at the vastness of the world, the towering trees, the rushing rivers, and the endless sky. But as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the land, Zeal realized he was lost. He had wandered far from the dragon's cradle, and he didn't know how to get back. Fear gripped his tiny heart, and he felt a wave of loneliness wash over him. As darkness descended, Zeal stumbled upon a small, abandoned village. The houses were crumbling, the windows boarded up, and the streets were overgrown with weeds. But Zeal, desperate for shelter, cautiously approached one of the houses. As he peered through a broken window, he saw a flickering light inside. He knocked on the door, hoping someone would answer. The door creaked open, and Zeal cautiously stepped inside. Inside the house, Zeal found an old woman, her face wrinkled and her hair white as snow. She was sitting by a fireplace, her eyes fixed on the flames. She looked up as Zeal entered, her eyes widening in surprise. She had never seen a creature like Zeal before. Zeal, in turn, was surprised by the woman's kind eyes and gentle smile. He felt a sense of calm wash over him, and he knew he was safe. The woman, whose name was Alara, offered Zeal a warm meal and a place to sleep. She listened patiently as Zeal told her about his adventures and his journey to the dragon's cradle. Alara, however, had a secret. She was a powerful sorceress, and she had been watching Zeal from afar. She knew he was special, and she knew he was destined for great things. She had a plan to help Zeal find his way back to the dragon's cradle, but she needed Zeal's help. She told Zeal about a powerful artifact, a magical amulet that could grant any wish. She said the amulet was hidden in the ruins of an ancient temple, guarded by a fearsome beast. Zeal, eager to help Alara and to prove his courage, agreed to go on the quest. Zeal and Alara set off on their journey, guided by Alara's knowledge of the ancient lands. They faced many challenges along the way, battling ferocious beasts, solving ancient riddles, and navigating treacherous landscapes. But Zeal's courage and Alara's wisdom helped them overcome every obstacle. Finally, they reached the ruins of the ancient temple. The temple was overgrown with vines and moss, and its walls were crumbling. But Zeal could sense the power that still emanated from within. As they entered the temple, they were greeted by a terrifying sight. A giant black wolf with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp claws stood guard, blocking their path. The wolf snarled, its teeth bared, and its eyes burning with a fierce intensity. Zeal, despite his fear, knew he had to face the wolf. He remembered Alara's words. The amulet is guarded by a beast, but it is not evil. It is simply protecting what is precious. Zeal approached the wolf, his heart pounding in his chest. He held out his hand, palm up, and spoke in a soft, gentle voice. He told the wolf about his journey, his longing for home, and his desire to help Alara. The wolf listened intently, its eyes softening slightly. Then, to Zeal's surprise, the wolf stepped aside, allowing Zeal and Alara to pass. Zeal and Alara continued deeper into the temple, their footsteps echoing through the silent halls. They followed a winding path, their eyes scanning the walls for any sign of the amulet. Finally, they reached a large chamber, its walls adorned with ancient murals depicting scenes of a long-forgotten civilization. In the center of the chamber, on a pedestal of polished obsidian, lay the amulet. It shimmered with a soft, golden light, and Zeal could feel its power radiating outwards. Zeal picked up the amulet, and as he did so, he felt a surge of energy course through his body. He knew he could use the amulet to grant any wish, but he also knew that he had to use it wisely. He looked at Alara, her eyes shining with hope. He knew what he had to do.